So let's take a look at a different filleting tool, and the one I'm going to show you is called round or edge round. As the name implies, this filleting tool can only be applied to edges where two or multiple surfaces already line up and share the same edge. For example, what we did in the last step, the surface fillet was creating a fillet between surfaces that intersect each other, and the surface fillet then trims off the extending surfaces and then creates those patch surfaces or blends, which I have selected here for you. Now the round tool is this icon. You can double click it if you want to, and it gives you few options, but I don't really need it at the moment. And then once you have it clicked, you see that you have a built-in revert button here, and it says select a pair of edges or modify a profile. So what's a pair of edges? If I go into this view from here, you see this, for example, is an edge that this surface and this surface share. So I can click on it and maybe click on this one and zoom out a little bit, rotate my view. Then I can click on this line, this line. You see the edges are the darker green lines, and don't click on those like brighter lines. They are on a surface. And you see here, that's the starting point, goes over, and then there is the end point. So this is the way how you then select the chain or the set of edges. Now to change, for example, the size of the fillet, you see there's a really large blue widget, and that is actually your widget to control the position of the radius input as well as the radius itself. So let's start with the small yellow thing here. If you click it, you can, for example, move this on this edge up and down. So on this edge, I could now decide where should this radius of 100 start. So from here, this radius of 100 is being then projected along this curve till here. Of course, 100 is way too big, so we have to change this. To change it, you can, for example, click then this part of that widget and then drag your mouse. And once you have it selected or you clicked once on it, you see it's white. That also means you can put in, for example, the radius by just simply typing 2 on your keyboard and press enter. And then if we zoom in a little bit, you see that widget, it's scaled down. That widget also gives you somewhat a pretty good representation of the size of the radius and the fillet that it will create. So I roughly can see that, like, imagine a line going up and here going up. That would be the space that fillet would occupy. And then when you have everything created correctly, so a value of 2, you can click build, and then the surface fillet is basically then created for you. And let's click on nothing in object, so we leave the round command and turn on the hardware shade. And there you can see now that we have a second fillet created here. And that's the way how you use the round command for creating the fillets. And of course, again, if you would always like to change those values later, you can always go to the query edit, click on the fillet, and then it jumps back to the fillet command. You can click on the small icon. So the radius input is selected, and then let's maybe see what 3 is going to do. And then you could, for example, say build, and then it creates that radius or that fillet with a radius of 2, but actually I would like to go back with 3. I would like to go back to 2. Click build again, and then it recreates everything for you.